Hello, this is Bryan Schleisman of BMC Software, and today I'm going to show you a video on TrueSight Capacity Optimization's AWS views, which you'll find in the presentation server. Now, the wonderful thing about these views is they really help support the value cases around, there's 4 value cases for TrueSight Capacity Optimization, and these views really are going to help with all 4 of those. And those are on enterprise visibility, reduce and avoid cost, improve capacity planning efficiencies, and around accounting for and planning for future growth and business demands. Now, with the AWS views, what you're going to see is it really plays to the strengths of TrueSight Capacity Optimization, and helping you reduce and avoid expenditures from a cost perspective, avoid those negative business consequences around outages and things like that. That helps with the risk, helps you save on revenue because we can control what you're spending and make sure you're spending prudently in the cloud, and also helps you with your strategy on planning for and accelerating innovations in your environment. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the AWS views that we find in TrueSight Capacity Optimization 11.3. So as I mentioned before, the AWS views are located on the TrueSight presentation server. They're going to be under capacity. So we expand that, we expand cloud, and we'll find it under AWS. And we're just going to go, for this video, we'll take a look at the EC2 instances. So one of the biggest improvements in 11.3 over version 11 is we added some different capabilities around filtering. We also added some enhancements to the recommendations. So from this, when I first click on this view, I get a really good insight into my environment as far as, right to the top, I'm going to filter all of these saturated servers. Now I can sort on that. I can say, show me CPU days of saturation that maybe is lower or higher, but by default, it's going to show me the highest CPU utilized boxes. These are servers that maybe I want to take a look at because they're saturated, they're being, overused. I can go ahead and I can drill into these servers, and I can take a look at how they're configured and what that CPU utilization actually looks like. So I get really quick insight into actually what's going on in my environment. I can also see tags. These tags could be coming from AWS, or maybe they're coming from your CMDB or a discovery tool you have, or they could also be coming from tags that you've configured inside of TrueSight Capacity Optimization. Now if I go back, one of the biggest wastes of money for companies is, they'll spin up instances in the cloud and they don't use them. There's servers that are sitting out there idle, they're not being leveraged, and for every hour that those servers are on, those are costing the business money. That's coming out of your budget. So an easy way to save money on cloud expenditure is to shut these servers down. So with the AWS view, what we give you is the ability to identify those idle instances. You can export those to a spreadsheet, and you can send that spreadsheet to your cloud team and say, we need to take a look at these instances and see if they can be shut down, resized, or we need to do something because we're not leveraging these resources that we're paying for. So that's very quick and easy to get out of the box. Once again, I can dive into these servers, I can see the tags, I can see how they're being leveraged from a CPU perspective, and I can see that they're not really doing anything. I can also take a look at my EBS volumes. I can look at maps. And basically, these are heat maps, so these are different servers in my environment. And I can see from a very quick, the larger the box, the bigger the EC2 instance. And I can see, by the way, they're color-coded, how they're being leveraged. Another great thing that we've added to this, the AWS view, is around recommendations. And this is where companies can come and they can gain a lot of value and save money very quickly and efficiently by using this view. There's kind of a mindset of, if I'm moving from on-prem to the cloud, if I have a certain size box on-prem, that's the size of box I want in the cloud. And what we fail to really realize is there's 2 things. Number one, maybe I wasn't really leveraging the capacity of that box on-prem. So if I had wasted capacity on-prem, I'm going to have wasted capacity in the cloud. And also on the flip side is, typically when I move to the cloud, that's going to be running almost always on newer, faster hardware. So that's going to perform better. So I don't need the same capacity that I had in a VMware instance that I am going to in the cloud. So what we do through recommendations, and once again I can export this to a spreadsheet and send this over to my cloud team, is we're going to tell you, hey, this is a server, this could be terminated because it's it's an idle VM, and you can save $343 a month. Or in this case, this one's over allocated, it's being underutilized, you've oversized it. If you resize it and we tell you what you could resize it to, this is the amount of money you could save. So very quickly, without knowing a whole lot of your cloud infrastructure, we can show you at a very high level, what you can do to resize, right size your cloud footprint to save your company money. And this isn't soft costs, this is real dollar savings that you're going to have to your budget. And we also sort them by highly efficient, low efficiency, and medium efficiency. So we let you slice and dice this data in a number of different ways. I hope you've enjoyed this quick intro into the AWS views as part of TrueSight Capacity Optimization. If you have other questions or want to dive deeper and see how this could benefit you, please contact BMC Software and we'd be happy to show you more.